Nothing like getting splashed with concrete first thing in the morning.
Concrete. It's a key component in any building's construction process and essential to holding everything from the framing to the rooftop together.
Concrete can be challenging to work with. It's tricky.
Concrete slabs support the entire building and are poured at virtually every stage of the project.
You got concrete in your foundations, concrete in your structure, sidewalks. Concrete is involved in 90% of construction.
But working with concrete comes with its own challenges.
It's a good exercise for your legs if you want to do exercise. You got your gym here.
And if it's not done right, or the conditions aren't perfect, it can be a disastrous delay for the entire assembly line. This is Century City. It's July, one of the hottest days of the year on record, and the hardest working crew at BlueCity Construction is continuing to push the envelope in order to stay on time.
Okay, thanks, man. No problem. Good luck on your mission.
The locale is one rental tower among two with mixed-use space on the ground level, and they're going to need a lot of concrete to finish all 19 stories and 243 units. Concrete is a combination of three main ingredients: Portland cement, aggregates like sand or gravel, and water. When mixed together, they form a substance that hardens over time through a chemical process called hydration. Including additives when mixing can also modify the properties of the concrete, speeding up or slowing down the setting time as needed. Each concrete slab has to be poured continuously from end to end and top to bottom to make sure they have a consistent finish and proper curing. And to finish an entire building, the team needs a lot of concrete and to pour it on as quickly as they can. Each slab takes a day to pour and finish, so an organized schedule in advance is essential to any successful concrete operation. Unfortunately, that's easier said than done on the site.
Unfortunately, we can't book our big concrete pours 8 months ahead like we do with our dentist appointments. Because if we could do that, then my job would be way better, way easier. If we just made a schedule and everyone followed it, it would just be a dream instead of a nightmare.
For such a vital part in the process, it sure hasn't been easy every step of the way, and the crew's already had to deal with multiple issues that have impacted pouring their slabs on time.
One of the other major challenges we had on that project was our concrete suppliers' drivers went on strike for 2 or 3 months. So that caused us a bunch of delays.
Very chaotic. We're getting a lot less concrete on the hour than we were supposed to, which is very dangerous when it comes to post-tension cables, which we were dealing with on this. You can lose an entire slab, and that is extremely costly if that happens.
We were able to sneak through because Duncan had some friends at a different concrete company.
I deserve some credit for that. That could have cost 2 months of delays. I was on the phone at 9 o'clock at night with these guys trying to make stuff happen.
There's a lot of moving parts, and it's very important that they all come together in the end.
And in the spring, somebody at the batch plant basically put the decimal point in the wrong spot, and they put in about 10 times the amount of retarder as they were supposed to, which means it's going to take the concrete a lot longer to get to the appropriate strength before we can pull the formwork out.
The formwork and shoring below keeps the concrete in place, but it's the concrete mix design itself that keeps it stable and dictates how fast it cures.
The guys left a whole bunch of footprints in as they were trying to leave because it was wet.
We had to spend quite a bit of time redoing floors and all that fun stuff.
We noticed the problem when we were a few hours into the pour, because normally that's about the time when the concrete starts to turn. At that point, there was nothing. It was just as wet as if we had just poured it.
But once in a while, you might get a bad batch of concrete, which definitely makes things more complicated if the concrete's not to strength. You can't remove shoring, you can't pull out the tables, and you can't move on with the process, so it can be very costly.
But the crew's got another problem, and it's a big one.
It's supposed to get to today 30 degrees. Was it? Yeah, today says 28 degrees, feels like 34. Monday was like 33, feels like 39.
Okay, they said that Wednesday was supposed to be the hottest day of the week.
That was our concrete sales rep. He's just concerned because the trucks are in the sun, they're mixing it in the sun, the batch plant's in the sun. It's getting really hot, and it's not supposed to be over 30 degrees at time of placing, and we're almost there already.
Concrete sets quicker in extreme heat. With the concrete setting too quickly, the integrity of the slabs are compromised, and the crew has to come up with a solution, fast.
Well, there's a lot of challenges with the hot days during the summer. So number one, we can't let the concrete get too hot as it's going in. Number two, we can't let it get too hot as it's curing or dry too fast on top, because that can create cracking issues and problems.
But there's another problem. Like in the extreme cold, the extreme heat is taking a toll on the crew.
Number three, it's just hard on all the guys to work in the heat.
It is messy, like you can see me, like when it's really hot, it's hard for everybody.
Thankfully, at least that is an easier issue to fix.
And also just drown yourself in water. Water is the key. Make sure I have my water with me, my electrolytes, sunscreen, whatever I need, man. It's carry with me in my backpack.
Take micro breaks. I'll go spend $100 on freezies if I have to.
But $100 in freezies is small potatoes compared to the next decision Duncan has to make.
At the end of the day, there's always a way to fix it. That's the main thing, if it becomes a problem.
We can cool it, but there's a big expense, and that becomes a new problem.
Well, but that's fine. It is what it is.
When problems like this arise on the site, when the timeline is in jeopardy, it's up to him to make the call.
You only have like a 15-degree range for pouring concrete, ideally, which can make it challenging to get it level.
You add plasticizers and retarders. They slow the process. A lot of time they will add ice to the mix instead of water.
We might want to spend the money and do the nitrogen.
But while the site team might be breathing a sigh of relief, the same can't be said for the executives overseeing the project. But when it comes to decisions like this on the site, Duncan's call is final.
Concrete is an investment. You need to protect that investment. So if he's got to add something to maintain its structural integrity, you do what you need to do.
The cost just snowballs.
And there's no way around it.
With everyone in the know, the concrete supplier is clear to come in and employ the nitrogen and start the cooling process.
Are you happy with the slump? Yeah, it's good. It's all good? Okay. It's looking okay. So far, so good.
Thus, saving the slabs.
Concrete is fickle. I wouldn't say concrete has a mind of its own, but it definitely has emotions. In this side of the industry, yeah, concrete is everything.
Two things that happen after concrete's poured. It always cracks, but nobody steals it. It doesn't matter the weather. It's too hot, too cold. There's always issues with weather.
But even through all the enormous issues, no problem is too big for the team at Century City.
So we just got to carry on. Keep calm and carry on.